Brigade got the rare opportunity to witness firsthand Iraqi history in the making. Iraqi national elections held on March 7th are one of the most important events in the country's recent history and will determine the future for the nation. In support of the elections, soldiers from the 4th Stryker Brigade Combat Team, 2nd Infantry Division, escorted UN observers and field security specialists from the United Nations Assistance Mission for Iraq, as well as Western media, to polling sites. There, they observed voter turnout, the election process, and the security procedures of the Iraqi Security Forces, or ISF. ISF searched anyone entering security checkpoints before allowing them entry to the polling site. Waiting in the distance near the polling site, 4th Brigade soldiers kept a tight security perimeter around the mine-resistant, ambush-protected vehicles where they dropped off UN personnel. For much of the day, the Baghdad streets were empty of civilian vehicle traffic. However, that did not stop local Iraqis from walking to the polls to cast this vote on this memorable day in Iraqi history. For the Raider Brigade, United States Division Center, I'm Private First Class Mitch Fosman. Partnership between the U.S. and Iraqi forces just got a little closer and a lot more high-tech. Months of hard work and cooperation have paid off as members of the 4th Stryker Brigade Combat Team, 2nd Infantry Division, and 6th Iraqi Army Division hosted the opening of the Joint Operations Center, or JOC, on Forward Operating Base Constitution, Iraq. The Iraqi generals attending the ceremony were greeted by children from local schools cheerfully waving Iraqi flags. The JOC houses the latest in surveillance technology and centralizes U.S. and Iraqi forces for better communication. During the ceremony, the 4th Brigade Deputy Commanding Officer, Lieutenant Colonel Darren Wright, spoke about the JOC's importance in partnership.
Together, the Iraqi Army, the Iraqi police, and the federal police forces will be able to ensure security of Iraq's future more efficiently.
After the ceremony, Iraqi leaders viewed a weapons layout seized by Iraqi soldiers before the elections, thanks to tips from local civilians. For the Raider Brigade, United States Division Center, I'm Private First Class Mitch Fosman. When you think of the legal office, you may be thinking of Article 15s, chapters, and court-martials. However, while deployed, the Raider legal team has an additional and more rewarding mission. As the U.S. military proceeds with the responsible reduction of forces in Iraq, the 4th Stryker Brigade Combat Team, 2nd Infantry Division legal team is tying up loose ends and setting things right with Iraqis who suffered property loss or damages during operations. The soldiers are conducting claims missions where they pay the Iraqi locals for the expenses.
These are disgruntled people. Anytime if you're in America, someone bumps in your car, you want compensation. You want that to be fixed. People in Iraq are no different, and it's nice to be able to see that sense of relief when you're able to hand them something, and it basically says, okay, we're sorry. Here's how we can make amends.
The claims NCO, Sergeant Corbin Reef, works directly with locals and gets to see their reactions firsthand.
I got the feeling of, relief more than anything. Maybe reinstilled hope. There's a trust level that's been reestablished. We signed a document saying, okay, we're going to take over your land. We're going to pay you at some point in time for this land, but we don't know when that is. And now that time has come, I think there's a sense of relief amongst the people that were paid today that, okay, I got my money, everything is okay.
During combat, soldiers may need to use a house to provide better security. When this happens, U.S. forces arrange to pay a lease on the house for the time they occupy it. For the senior paralegal NCO, Sergeant First Class Philip Neal, this also means a noticeable step toward the stability of Iraq.
Yeah, we've gone out on numerous claims missions. What makes this one special is the first time we've actually got to pay a lease claim for land that we've occupied and have a lease for the time period that we've occupied it. This is a good way to show the people of Iraq that, yes, they're not forgotten about. We have occupied their land. We are closing down the JSSs and FOBs and whatnot and kind of moving out. And it shows that, yes, we are going to hold up to our end of the bargain by paying the lease claims and paying them for the occupation of their homes and their property, their warehouses, and whatever else we've actually occupied.
For the legal team, this is one big step, and certainly not the last.
We have 6 more months to go, and a lot of leases still pending. a lot of leases we're going to still receive, and I look forward to compensating the people of Iraq fairly for all the damage that have been done.
For the Raider Brigade, United States Division Center, I'm Private First Class Mitch Fosman. As March ends, winter will soon be history. However, women's history will never be forgotten. An inspiration to many female soldiers in the American military, Commanding General of Army Material Command and the first U.S. female four-star general, General Ann Dunwoody, visited the soldiers of the 4th Stryker Brigade Combat Team, 2nd Infantry Division. 4th Brigade soldiers briefed General Dunwoody on the Strykers' capabilities as well as modifications and improvements they would like to see made to the vehicle.
It was a good experience. She's probably the most down-to-earth general officer I've ever met. Has a commanding presence, but is very willing to listen.
General Dunwoody also met with female soldiers like Captain Aisha Hughes, who recently took command of Bravo Company, 702nd Brigade Support Battalion, 4th Stryker Brigade Combat Team, 2nd Infantry Division, and says the general's visit motivates her to progress her career.
It's very inspirational to know that there is a four-star general out there. It helps me want to strive to achieve that status as well. So yes, it's definitely inspirational.
Captain Hughes is taking command midway through 4th Brigade's deployment in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom, and despite the challenges, looks forward to working with the soldiers.
And values at the forefront of my command and be their leader and not just worry about attending meetings and keeping stats up, but caring for them and being their leader.
Like General Dunwoody, Captain Hughes is making her own mark in women's history and setting a positive example for female soldiers in the future. For the Raider Brigade, United States Division Center, I'm Private First Class Mitch Fosman. That's it for the Raider Report. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.